Hey everybody, this is Billy at Bakersfield Tough. Got something fun for you and educational. We're down here at the CBD shop, right? And we are at Rosedale. We're here with Ted Cisco, man. He's the owner of this store. And I gotta tell you, man, that I walked in here and I was pleasantly surprised at what I was looking at. This is not what I thought a CBD shop would look like. And I'm sure that's by design. And I gotta ask you, how long ago did you open this place?
This place has been open for about 4 months now. We opened up 4 months ago. This is of course, our third shop in town. So we had a little bit of practice in, coming into this. So there's quite a bit of just a refining that went into opening this shop. A lot of customer interaction, and we took a lot of customer their requests and things like that. As far as an area where they can come and they can hang out, have a lounge area, something like that, something for the kids, keep the kids busy while the parents are shopping. And what have you. So we like to listen to our customers.
Yeah, we're going to go over a bunch of stuff today because I have a lot of questions on CBD. I know a lot of people do too. There's a lot that's confusing about it, right? Or a lot of misconceptions about it in the community. So we're going to go over all that, man. First off, let's just start with, you have some products here, right, that you have brought out.
Yes,
right.
we do.
Let's take a look at some of them. So how do you take CBD? Because how do you do it?
There's a couple different ways to take CBD. The two main ways to take CBD is going to be an oral. You're going to take it orally, or you're going to take it topically. Topically is going to be something you apply directly to the skin, and that's something we'll cover here in a little bit. The first section I have here, these are all these are oral products. They're commonly called tinctures. These are going to be the drops. You hear people putting drops under their tongue. And we have a couple different styles, from different vendors and what have you. So we also have some pills for people that don't like, oil in their mouth or want to have that taste or that texture in their mouth. We have capsules. As you can see here, this is kind of a flash in the past, but Montel Williams has his own line of CBD capsules out.
Montel Williams.
You're going to see a lot of stars and stuff kind of jumping on the CBD train and just promoting a healthier lifestyle. He's been a proponent of cannabis and CBD for a long time now, and so it's kind of nice to see their products coming out, things that they stand behind. So
tell us what CBD does. Like what is it? What is it?
CBD is a cannabinoid oil. It regulates your bodily functions. A lot of my customers report very good reduction in anxiety with the oral products. Really? They help with pain reduction. A lot of my customers report much better sleep. We have people taking it for a number of things. I had someone come in not too long ago. They use it for seasickness. They were going out on a boat for a couple of weeks, and they take it for seasickness.
No kidding.
We have a lot of customers that unfortunately either themselves or their family members are going through cancer treatment. CBD actually helps to regulate the hypothalamus gland, so it actually helps you with a natural sense, your hunger, instead of giving you a false sense of hunger, like where marijuana would give you the munchies and you would overeat. CBD regulates and gives you a natural, hunger. So you're going to eat and you'll be able to get your nutrients in your body and what have you.
Wow, that's interesting. I had no idea. Well, here we are with a couple people, Rusty and Tracy Birchfield, right? And Ted, you wanted to talk about them because they have used the CBD and had some good success with it, right?
Yes, both Rusty and his wife have been very good customers and have been using CBD for quite a while, and have been great success stories and some of the benefits of using CBD products in multiple forms.
Right. Now, Tracy, you actually do some fitness stuff, right? I mean, you're pretty fit.
I'm a figure competitor.
You're a competitor, right? So we should put that out there, right? I mean, but how did who have you guys both used it?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so I guess we'll start with you, Rusty. Like, how does it help you?
Well, so I'm an engineer and I'm on call 24/7, and probably like most people, when you go to bed at night, your brain doesn't shut off. It's I want to go sleepy time, but my brain goes, did I close the garage door? Oh, I have to do this tomorrow. Oh, I got to do that. Oh, what if this happens? And so it creates a lot of anxiety, and you just can't shut down. No matter how tired you are, your brain just keeps going. The CBD allows me to. It takes that anxiety away. It allows that relaxation. But as I mentioned, I'm an engineer, so I'm on call 24/7. If I get called in the middle of the night, unlike sleeping pills, I almost cannot wake up, and I'm really groggy in the morning. CBD, I'm up, and I'm alert, and I can drive.
You don't feel, and even the next day, you don't feel drowsy.
Absolutely not. No.
That's cool.
So, like cannabis, if I got called a couple hours after taking that, I can't drive legally.
Right.
But CBD, you can get over the counter, as you see here, without a prescription. So it's all natural. So it doesn't affect your liver. It doesn't affect my thinking. What it does, it gives me that overall natural, organic, just sense of relief. And it also takes care of aches and pains. I was in the military. I jumped out of a lot of helicopters and planes, and so I've had knee injuries, several knee surgeries, And so when I take it, whether it be edible or vapor, it takes care of the illness or the aches and pains, I should say, and without having the downside effects of not being able to be coherent, not being able to drive, or the health effects like the liver, toxics, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Tracy, you use it for the same stuff, or is it a little bit different, like what helps you with?
Definitely I use it for sleep. I use it for my anxiety. So sometimes when I compete, I get a little nervous, and I take in different forms. I've taken the pill, and I've taken the oil, and it eases, like in between prejudging and finals, and it eases my tummy aches and just all the anxiety I get.
Yeah.
And I can still get on stage and walk in my heels. I don't feel all
well. And plus,
jittery.
Ted has the CBD shop has sold us the ointment. And when you had
for sore muscles.
and when you've had tendonitis,
Constantly pulling muscles.
and sore
helps
muscles,
on that?
it's direct impact. So, for example, when she had tendonitis on her elbow, we used to rub it on, and it would relieve that area.
Oh, wow.
There's a couple different forms of CBD drops that you would put under your tongue. I'll kind of cover them here. This product, this is actually from this is a company called Ignite. This is Dan Bilzerian's company. I'm sure a lot of you have probably heard about him. Dan Bilzerian. This is what we call a CBD isolate product. This product is just the CBD molecule. This one comes in an MCT or coconut oil base. The benefit of an isolate product is it has absolutely zero THC in it. So those of you that are worried about testing, or that maybe work in the out in the oil fields, what have you, or any kind of job where you have to test, this has no THC in it whatsoever.
That's what I was going to ask you, because that's a big topic. Like we've talked about it before, and that people in the oil industry, I see it all the time. Oh, they did a drug test and I got popped for it. You know what I mean? And I was just taking CBD, but things like this.
Exactly. And there are some products out there. We do carry some products that are what's called full spectrum.
Okay.
This right here on the label, it says full spectrum. And what that means, it not only has the CBD molecule in it, but it has all the essential oils that come from the hemp plant, which includes, those are all the terpenes that are in the plant. And those things add to flavor, and the terpenes or essential oils also help you with different things like better pain reduction and things like that. Yeah. But this one, a full spectrum, also has THC. Now, in the state of California, anything under 1/3 of 1% is considered hemp. So 1/3 of 1%, even though it's a very slight amount, it's not enough to be psychoactive. So you're not going to get high from it. And most of my customers report that this helps them sleep a little bit better, not a ton better, versus the isolate product. So for those of you that take that have to take drug screens or what have you for your job, we typically would steer you towards a product which is going to be a isolate product, or it's called a broad spectrum. Okay. And broad spectrum is a product that has the CBD molecule. It has all the terpenes. The one thing it does not have is the THC. They've taken out the extract of the THC out of there, so that's not going to be a concern. So you get the benefit of all those additional essential oils, however you don't have the THC.
Okay. I see one thing on here, the milligrams, right? Is there a difference in milligrams, and how much should you take? I see 500 here, 1,000 here. How do you know what you should take?
The 500 milligram is in the entire bottle. Typically what the milligrams stated are what's in the entire bottle itself. Okay. And typically what we like to do is have our customers come in and talk with us, and we can qualify them. And there's certain factors that maybe would cause you to take less or more of the CBD. Some of those factors would include maybe if you're a current cannabis user. If you're a current cannabis user and you're using marijuana, some marijuana strains have high amounts of CBD in them already. So therefore, if you're already taking the CBD, we would have to get you into a level a little higher than a starter strength. Right. Or a person maybe that takes larger amounts of pharmaceutical, whether it be anti-inflammatory or pain medications. Their body has a little bit of a defense mechanism where it takes a little bit more for them. And just in a few questions to qualify them, and maybe 5 minutes talking with the customer. And that's one thing where we pride ourselves. When you come in here, I have a ton of people every day that come in that have heard nothing about CBD, and they just want to learn. I have some customers just come in with questions. We answer all questions freely, and come in and just talk to us just to learn about it. That's the biggest thing with CBD is the education. Right. We are eventually going to be having some classes here in the store. We're going to be doing bi-monthly classes where we're teaching people about CBD. There's a number of different CBD products that are coming out for specific things. We have drops now that are just for sleep. This CBD right here is CBD PM, where it actually has a CBD product. And then this one also uses melatonin and different herbs that will help you sleep as well.
Okay.
And the combination of those two is we've gotten great results with our customers for that.
All right. Well, you know what? You have a lot of things in this shop. I want to go and check out some of it because this is really a big place, man. You know what? It almost looks like a place that you can come hang out at. Am I wrong here? I mean, you got couches here, you got TVs, and
TVs back over here. We have the video games set up over here. A lot of times customers will come in, maybe they pick their kids up from school and want to drop by here. The kids are just drawn to the video games. They don't have to pay money to play them. And so as long as you want to shop in here, your kids are going to be tied up on the video games. We have TVs running in here. Typically, a couple of our TVs are going to be set up on, infomercials about, not infomercials, but just educational things on, on CBD. Over in the lounge area, you can see right now we have a baseball game playing. Yeah. Sometimes we'll do that. We're big UFC fans, so a lot of times we'll play UFC stuff in there and what have you.
All right, let's go to the top area. Let's start here because you can actually put it on your skin and it works.
Absolutely.
Right? Yes. Now, is that for arthritis?
So, works very good for arthritis. One thing good about CBD is very good for different skin things. You can start it for like skin irritations like rosacea. We have products for tattoo aftercare, believe it or not, that'll make your tattoos heal up quicker. There's just a number of different things that we can use for. We have a lot of CBD beauty products. You're gonna notice a lot of large companies coming out that are having products that are geared towards, this right here is a face toner that has CBD in it. This right here is this one is called Anucci. It's a body cream. This is a very high end. I think this is only available in like Macy's stores. This product is they just started introducing CBD into their products.
So you would just put that on. Do you put it on is it localized or you just put it on
is local, you're just gonna put it right in the area. And the benefit of using a CBD, let's say for a topical for pain, or like say you hurt your back or something like that, is you're focusing the CBD all in that one area. Rather than taking a sublingual where the drops are coming in and you're treating your entire body maybe for back pain. This isolates the CBD into that one area, so they're much more effective for what I call hot spots of pain.
Are these less likely to get caught on any kind of like testing that you would do, like if it's localized?
Again, it depends on the product. And I have a lot of people where their neighbors have made them a special pain cream, and I've had customers come in here. I had someone come in not too long ago, and they showed me a product that their neighbor was making for them, and I smelled the product, and right away you could tell that there was a lot of THC in it. Mm-hmm. The problem with using a product that's topical that has THC in it is you don't feel high. However, it will show up in a drug test, so it's very important. Okay. We do not carry any full spectrum topical products. Okay. So none of the products that I carry in any of our stores will not have THC in it. Yeah. So you can use it. You don't have to worry about failing a drug test, anything like that.
You know what's one thing I think is very cool is that you really do stand by your products, because you said, look, I've had people come in here and you can try it. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? That's something you stand by, right? And if it was some kind of snake oil, you wouldn't do that. Like you wouldn't say, yeah, try it out. Let me know what you feel. You know what I mean?
Not only do we let them try it out in the store, but we will also, there's a number of our products, especially topically, that we will offer a full money back guarantee. If you try it, even if you bring it back the jar half empty, we'll give your money back for it.
Really?
It's amazing. It typically works for probably about 95% of people.
Really?
And like I say, most of the topicals that I have are almost instantaneous. So if you come in, say you're out working and you hurt your back, you come in, you'll be able to tell within just a couple minutes whether or not that product's going to work for you, whether or not you'd be a candidate for that CBD.
Interesting. One area I want to go to next is the pet area, because I had no idea.
Oh yeah,
pets were getting into this.
Yeah. Going deep in. So we have an entire. We have such a demand for pet things for times like 4th of July and for New Year's with the gunfire and everything. A lot of dogs and customers, animals get a lot of anxiety and stuff. So we create an entire pet section for for the CBD.
Wow.
Now we have everything here from cat treats for your cats. I personally have a cat that I have to dose with CBD prior to taking him to get groomed, or he will just maul all of the groomers. Yes, I have a cat that definitely we need to dose him. The drops are, we have a couple different ways that you can, dose your animal. You can go with a pre-medicated treat, or you can get drops that you can put directly in their food, or maybe if you have a finicky eater at home that doesn't like certain treats, you can add the drops directly to their current food that they're eating, or you can put it directly in their mouth.
Do you think if you have a dog that gets antsy a lot, barks a lot in the backyard because it's it's kind of scared or whatever and everything, will CBD help that?
Absolutely.
Adding a little bit of that in their food?
Now the big thing is for people not to go and buy these dogs from these backyard breeders or what have you. A lot of people are rescuing dogs, and a lot of times we don't know the history of that dog, but a lot of them have extreme amounts of anxiety, whether it be separation anxiety, they were dumped off on the side of the road. And so it's very understandable with those dogs when you leave for the day, maybe just going to work. It's kind of frustrating to leave your dog there. You come home and your couch is torn up. Yeah. So I have a ton of customers that will dose their animals right before they leave for work. So that way their dog has a nice relaxing day. They come home and they have it's all good from there. Yeah. We have stuff for these are apple bites for horses.
No kidding.
That's another thing big for, horses and what have you. These are another just kind of pre-medicated treat. We also have, this is a product that's well known in the equine industry. This is a DMSO product. And DMSO is a solvent that really gets a CBD in. It just gets directly in through the skin. And it helps with skin irritations, things with, horses. It helps them with, aches, pains, things like that.
Now, is this safe for, like I said, let's say you get into competitive stuff, that some people that have ranch animals get into competitive stuff. Is this safe for, like, what they test
You'll have
for?
to check with what, whatever agent, whatever group that you're showing with. They are opening up more because CBD is completely legal, both federally and at the state level now.
Okay.
So some of these different groups are a little bit behind in coming up to, up to date with that. We're in talks right now. We have a couple booths at the fair coming up, and we're in talk with FFA right now because for the pigs, for some reason, I don't know if they, with the pigs, if it's quite, they're on the fence of whether, they haven't made a final decision on it yet for pigs. But I know that horses, there's a lot of horse shows. I had a customer coming not too long ago. She said almost all the horses that were at the show were being dosed with CBD because it's a really stressful time. You think your animals, you have to put them in trailers, you have to transport them, and it's not their little pasture that they're used to out in your backyard or what have you.
Right.
So it's definitely a little bit of a shock to them, and something that can help them kind of ease that transition is just, it's very good for them.
Yeah, super interesting.
So this is going to be a section that we have where we're going to carry a lot of our, these are all edible products, and this is going to be the same benefit as taking the oral drops.
Okay.
The benefit of using, putting it in a gummy bear or a cookie, a lot of people ask me, well, is it better to take gummy bears or is it better to take drops? Well, there's a much higher bioavailability sublingual. When you put the drops under your tongue, you're getting about 60 to 65% absorption rate of the CBD.
Oh, really?
Now, if you were just to eat a gummy bear and just, swallow it, your stomach acids get involved and it drops the bioavailability down to about 10 to 15%.
Wow. Okay.
So we try to teach our customers little tricks and stuff so they can get more, bang for their buck. And so a lot of times if a customer buys gummy bears, we'll tell them to go ahead and eat it like it's a hard candy, just kind of suck on it. And that way they get a lot stronger effect. Their medication is going to last them longer. So instead of having to eat, 2 or 3 of the gummy bears at a time, they can eat one and it's going to give them the same effect as the 2 or 3 would.
Okay.
We also have some products coming out. This Oleo is actually a micro encapsulated CBD. So these are drink additives that you just pop into a bottle of water, and they've actually put a protective coating around the CBD molecule. And what that does, it passes through it gets past your stomach acids and what have you. And this one gets you up into the 80% absorption rate.
Wow.
So therefore, if you're getting a 20 milligram product that would typically give you, 10 to 15%, which would only be like, maybe 2 to 3 milligrams, you're getting 80% now, which is going to give you 16 milligrams of CBD into your system.
Wow.
So instead of having to take a ton of it, obviously that's going to be less expensive for you as well.
Right. I tried you have the gummy, I think they're the worms with melatonin. I think pretty good stuff actually.
So the melatonin is you tie the CBD and the melatonin together, and it's very good to help induce sleep. Now a lot of customers ask me, if I take CBD during the day, am I going to be drowsy? The answer is no. As long as you are interacting with people and you're not sitting in a dark room. I do tell people if you go on your lunch hour and you sit in a dark room and you watch a boring movie, you may nod off to sleep a little bit. So but it's like for the most part, it's not going to make you drowsy during that. You have to be in a dark, quiet place, and CBD is going to help get you to sleep a little quicker, and it's going to help keep you to sleep a little longer. Okay. Now, the one thing that I really like about CBD, it's unlike taking a pharmaceutical where you kind of wake up with that grogginess, that what I call a pharmaceutical hangover. Yeah. You wake up fresh and ready to go. You don't feel like you've been drugged, anything like that. Yeah. You just wake up fresh.
There's not like a huge up and a huge down.
No,
right?
And it is so cliche, but 99% of my customers tell me they slept like a baby.
Really?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So. And especially too, like, people take things like Xanax and stuff like that, right? And then when they're not taking it, a lot of times you get an adverse reaction from it, right? Which you don't really get from the CBD, or not to that extent.
Exactly. Yeah. You will know those medications, they're very addictive. CBD is not addictive whatsoever. CBD is not psychoactive. So a lot of customers that maybe come in with the expectation that they're gonna get a head change, they just don't get that. It's a very subtle change, and a lot of times customers, friends, and family notice the difference more so than they do, just because they seem to be happier. And a lot of my customers will tell me, I can't really explain how I feel, but I can just tell you I feel better. I feel more normal. And everybody has a different normal, but CBD kind of helps to get you more to a normal state. It will help to kind of smooth out the, the rough edges or things that normally might cause you anxiety. Just kind of rolls off your back like water off a duck's back.
Wow, a lot of stuff to take in, man. That's pretty interesting. I've never really thought that CBD could really help you as much as it does. But there's just so many
The
things.
stories that we have are amazing. We have one of our TVs up here on the wall is geared strictly towards, we have testimonials that flip through there. And what that is that just customers just in their own writing will write down what CBD has done for them. And a lot of times in reading those, it's very emotional. And we have those in both of our stores to kind of let people read through that. And it's everywhere from, probably one of my favorite ones is the customer says, limped in, walked out, works great. Three things, that's it.
Yeah.
That's just straight and to the point, tells you how. And then I have other people that want to write me a 3-page essay, which we love all the feedback. You know, it's just great. I had a customer this 4th of July send me a video of her dog running around from room to room just whimpering because the Piccolo Pete's were going off.
Yeah.
15 minutes later, they were sitting on the couch together. Her dog's lap was laying in her lap and they were watching Survivor on the TV. It was just the greatest thing ever.
Yeah,
She was like,
cool.
Thank you so much. CBD has literally changed my dog's life.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now let's let people know where you're located. You are...
We are located here at 9901 Hagman. We're in the same little mall here as Dom Perico's and the New Vintage Grill.
Right.
So if you want some great food, those are great restaurants to go try.
Yeah.
And then we have a number of people that just actually coming by, after a meal, come by and just kind of stumble across our shop. This is one of the largest shops, actually the largest shop in the nation that specifically sells.
I'll say I've
just
never
CBD.
seen anything this big, man.
Yeah,
When I
this is
walk in
the
here.
only CBD only shop in Bakersfield. You're going to find CBD, and this is a frustration that I have, is that a lot of places in town are kind of trying to jump in on the CBD thing. They just don't have the knowledge. My employees all go through extensive training. We have a ton of knowledge. You come in with any question. If we don't have an answer, we're going to get you that answer, and we'll take it as a personal challenge. A lot of my customers, if they come in complaining of something, they want to try CBD, there's a lot of times we'll let them. I'll have samples and stuff that I'll give them to try, just so that we can learn about that, so I can pass that on to another customer that might have the same symptoms.
Oh, there you go.
We have a ton of doctors now that are recommending our shop, and that's a pretty neat thing when you have surgeons that are telling people to come to you, that you guys are the experts in CBD.
Yeah, that's real neat.
Exactly.
Well, very cool. We're going to feature you in the next magazine, and
Ooh, wow.
and one more thing too. We offered 10%, right, for the. Go ahead.
Actually, for the BTUFF family, we're going to offer you our employee discount. So if you just come in with your BTUFF card, we will be more than happy. We do a lot of fun stuff. We have employee customer appreciation days where we're getting a prize wheel in here. We have we'll be spinning a prize wheel.
Yeah.
We are looking here this next month. We're going to be starting some classes here in the shop. So if you want to stop by maybe for a class to learn some stuff about CBD, or if any time, we're open 7 days a week here from 10 to 8 at night. Mm-hmm. On Sundays, we're open from 10 to 6. You want to stop by, answer some questions, and have some questions answered, we'll take care of you.
Yeah, very cool. All right, thanks for the interview.
No problem, man.
All right, man. This is Billy at Bakersfield.